Your personal brand will either make you a ton of money or waste months of your time. Nowadays, the question isn't if you should be posting content, but how to post content that makes you money every single day. Consistently creating high quality content across YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and my newsletter was one of my biggest struggles. And even though my brand was already making me multiple six figures, the process wasn't sustainable and I was headed straight for burnout. So I flew around the world to learn from the top experts who's generated millions from their business and brands, and I wanted to learn exactly how they do it, and then use AI and automation to build a system that's going to take their expertise and put it on autopilot. By the end of this video, you will have the system that I built that helps me create quality content 10 times faster than I used to. So you can copy it for yourself and not have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn from the experts. So let's start with the foundation that most people completely mess up, and that honestly I didn't fix until very recently. Last month, I went to San Francisco for a kickoff for Bolt's hackathon. I was surrounded by all these creators who were posting consistently, building massive audiences, making serious money from their personal brands. And here I am having an identity crisis on what to create. I had no clue who I was serving and what was different between me and these creators. I had stared at a blank screen for hours, paralyzed. I realized if I wanted to scale to 7 figures, I needed to do things differently. And luckily, someone at the event introduced me to this Ikigai framework. 4 simple questions that help me put things into perspective. The framework has 4 pillars: what you love doing, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. Where these 4 circles overlap, that's your sweet spot. For me, it looked like this. What I love building was AI systems and automations. What I'm good at is software engineering and scaling businesses. What the world needs is people that want guidance to start AI businesses and SaaS. And what pays? I've already made multiple 6 figures helping people with this, and the overlap is building tools and teaching people how to scale their AI automation businesses. So here's exactly how you can do this for yourself. So step 1, take the Ikigai framework, list 5 things you love doing, list 5 things you're generally good at, list 5 problems people always ask you about, and 5 ways you could monetize your knowledge. Step 2, dump everything. I use this thing called Poppy AI. You can upload all your knowledge, experiences, failures, successes. I dumped a bunch of these documents and videos here. I let it analyze patterns in what you know, and you can connect it to a chatbot. Then use this exact prompt to find out what you're good at. Once you have your niche locked down, the next step is understanding exactly who you're talking to. Because even with the perfect positioning, if you don't know your audience's deepest pain points, your content will still fall flat. Let me show you the system I use to get inside my audience's head. Thing is, you already know your audience better than you think. You just haven't looked in the right place. And where's that? Your own social media feed. Think about it. The content you watch in your free time, the creators you follow, the videos you have saved. You spend hours consuming content from the people who have this exact same interest as you, and they have the audience you want to potentially reach out to. So last week, I downloaded my entire YouTube watch history, and what I found was pretty crazy. 80% of my watch time was AI automation content. Go figure. I'd watched 200 hours of SaaS building tutorials. My saved videos were all about scaling online businesses. This wasn't random. This was data showing me exactly who I am and who I serve. But let me take this a step further. So step 1, export your watch history, dump everything into ChatGPT, and then with deep research, very important, run this prompt. The cherry on top is that this kind of reveals your competition and people you can be inspired from. From my watch history, I identified direct competitors, adjacent creators, and inspiration sources, people with different topics but similar styles. I put all of this into a content bank that I reference constantly now. But save this for now, we're going to be needing this for later. Now it's time to collect all the Lego pieces for your content machine. This is where most people kind of hit a wall. They know what to talk about in theory, but when it's time to create, their mind goes blank. Here's how you solve that. Let me tell you about my biggest struggle with content. I'd sit down to create, open a blank doc, and nothing. Complete brain fog. I knew I had tons of experience to share, but I couldn't think of a single thing to talk about. If that sounds familiar, the problem wasn't that I didn't have the content, it's that I didn't have a system to capture and organize all the stuff I already knew. So to fix that, I took all my YouTube videos, all my docs, all my case studies, and any resource that I had experience with, and dumped it all into a Poppy AI group. From there, I could start building out a whole bank of my experiences and get a list of topics I could actually talk about. Now, when I need content ideas, I just ask Poppy and boom, hundreds of topics I'm actually qualified to teach, all based on real stuff I've done. So here's how you build yours in 20 minutes. So step 1, gather everything, all your videos, document case studies, every project you've worked on, every problem you've solved, every mistake you've made. You can upload it all into Poppy. Technically you don't need it, but this is just, I find it easy. Let it analyze your experience and patterns, and then use this prompt. That's it. Now you have an experience bank to draw inspiration for your content. Now let's create a blueprint that turns your topics into well-structured content. Every piece of content that performs well normally follows this exact same structure: the hook, the setup, the transition, the points, and the call to action. This works whether you're writing LinkedIn posts, filming a YouTube video, or sending a newsletter. The only thing that changes is the packaging and how long each section is and how you deliver it. Now that you understand the structure, let's dive into each platform specifically and show you exactly how to apply this. I'm going to break down YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, and newsletters, showing you the exact templates and strategies I learned from the top creators in each space. Let's start with YouTube. Let me tell you about my biggest YouTube struggles. So for months, I'd spend days perfecting my scripts, filming, editing, getting the lighting right, and then slap on a title and thumbnail at the end. My videos would get maybe like 100 views. I was completely lost until Ed taught me something that changed everything. It was super simple. Ed showed me that I was doing this completely backwards. I was creating content first and then trying to figure out how to sell it. But the smarter thing he showed me was you just design the thumbnail and title first, and then you create content specifically to deliver on that promise. That means the clicks went up and then people started watching my whole videos and YouTube started pushing my content more. But there is a system to it. So step 1, you create your title and thumbnail first. I'll give you the complete title banks I use and thumbnail strategies. Step 2, find the top 3 viewer expectations and dump them into GPT with this prompt. Based on the YouTube title and thumbnail, what are the top 3 questions viewers will have when they see this packaging? And what do they expect to learn? Step 3, so build your intro to address these expectations, but start with a hook, and I'll give you my hook bank soon. Then use that to write your setup and immediately address the 3 expectations that the viewers would have. Step 4, structure your points. Each point follows the same patterns: an example brick like a story, metaphor, or a case study; application brick, the steps they can take to actually break this down. This gives them the why and then the how in every section. Step 5, use the system I'm giving you. Use the hook banks for attention grabbing openings, the title structures and templates that work, the thumbnail strategies that get clicks, and the 3-question method for the intro setups, and also the point structures. This is the exact system that took my videos from 100 views to thousands. But I still had another issue: the text-based platforms like LinkedIn or X. I'd spend 30 minutes crafting what I thought was the perfect LinkedIn post about AI automation, and then I hit publish, and then I get like 3 likes from my wife and like 2 bots. Meanwhile, I'm watching other creators post simple content and get tons of engagement. I was completely overthinking it until I met Lauren. Lauren helped me understand that text-based platforms aren't about flashy visuals or perfect production. They're about consistency, templates, and relatability. She showed me how she built a multi-million-dollar business called Scale Systems using these templates. While everyone else was trying to be original every day, all Lauren did was just fill out proven templates with her personal stories, which was getting massive results. So here's the exact system I learned from Lauren. The process is every morning, Lauren would pick a topic from her experience, choose a template that fits, fill in her personal context, add the new learnings or insight, and then attach a graphic or picture, and do this consistently. This means you can grow your audience on autopilot, but I wanted to do something a little extra.
Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
I took Lauren's manual process and automated it, so I'd never run out of content ideas. And here's how this works. All my experiences and knowledge are stored in one place, the Poppy one we built a while back. Then Lauren's templates are ready to go. The system pulls personal context from my YouTube videos and past content and creates a new post draft every morning for me to review. So this is the flow. The system picks something from my experience, it finds the right template that fits, it writes a draft from my personal stories, I review it, very important, or reject it, and then the post goes live. I've been using this for some time and seeing really good results, but this is super important. I still review everything before it goes out. No spam, just good content based on my real experience. The best part is I can spend 10 minutes reviewing instead of 2 hours writing from scratch. I'm going to be posting a video soon exactly how to build this system step by step with you, so you can follow for that. But Lauren's templates work. She's proven that with hundreds of people. But for me, the automation makes it actually sustainable long term. So these kind of automations solve my text-based problems, but I still had another challenge. Short form content was killing me. I'd spend hours trying to come up with fresh ideas for Instagram Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts. I knew I needed to post about 5 to 7 times a week to grow, but I was barely managing 2 videos a month. And when I did post, half the time it flopped because I was just guessing what would work. This is where Nick actually showed me a genius way to create dozens of short form content without starting from scratch every single time. Nick actually went from 0 to 170K followers in just a couple months using this strategy that most people think is impossible, automating short form content without it feeling robotic. And here's what Nick realized. Your competitors are already doing the market research for you. They're testing what works, what gets engagement, and what topics are trending. So instead of starting from scratch every day, Nick built a system that watches his competitors, identifies what's working, and then puts his own spin to it. And that means he could create 30 pieces of content in the time it used to take him to make 3. So I learned Nick's strategy and built it into what I'm calling the hijack system using N8N. Here's exactly how it works. Step 1, the system scrapes your competitors' latest content. It identifies which posts are getting traction, analyzing what topics are trending in your niche. Then it uses something like EXA to find fresh angles and new information, pulls your personal context from this Poppy AI database we built, and then combines the trending topics with your unique perspective. Then it's going to rewrite the competitor's content with your voice. It's going to add your personal experience and insights and outputs the complete script for your approval. Then what you can do is you can review and approve the scripts you like, and scheduling one filming session a week and batch film all the approved content. The system handles the posting schedules, and the key is you're not copying, you're using market intelligence to create better content with your personal spin. I actually made an hour-long deep dive video on building this exact system. The beauty is you spend 1 hour filming per week and you get about 7 days worth of content. That's already proven to work in your market. Remember, short form content is your top of funnel traffic machine. This isn't where you make sales, it's where you cast the widest net to get your name out. Then we want to filter down to other content formats to convert the views into sales, like newsletters. But here's what most people get wrong about newsletters. They think it's about fancy designs, long storytelling, or complex funnels. I learned something from Matt Larson that really opened my eyes. Matt has one of the highest converting newsletters I've ever seen, especially his intro sequence. So look at his email. One quick story, one lesson, one call to action, and that's it. But here's his real genius move for his intro emails. See that line in the bottom? Please reply got it to this email. This isn't for every email, but just for the intro ones where he's delivering lead magnets. Every reply signals to Gmail that people want his emails, and then his deliverability shoots through the roof while everyone else's lands in spam. So here's what I learned and how I'm going to do my newsletters. When someone first joins my list, I'll use Matt's strategy, basically deliver what they signed up for, like a guide, a template, whatever, and then I'm going to ask something like got it to make sure my deliverability goes up. But for my regular weekly emails, I'll do what Alex Hormozi does. And here's one of his examples. I just tell them about something that happened to me today or this week. Maybe I screwed up a client call, or discovered a new tool, or learned something the hard way. Then I connect to a lesson that they can use. Keep it short, 1 minute read, and maximize just value. So the system is simple. New subs get Matt's reply generating welcome sequences. Everyone else's gets a Hormozi weekly story lesson emails. I'll send this about 3 times a week or so, like Sam Evans recommends. Why I'm telling you this is because the main goal is to turn views into sales. And this study by Google actually shows how people make buying decisions online. That people, even before buying from you, they need to consume about 7 hours of your content across 11 different touch points and in 4 different formats over time. Think about that for a second. 7 hours. That's almost a full workday of content consumption before they trust you enough to buy it. And it has to be across 4 different mediums. So if you're only doing YouTube, you're missing about 75% of that equation. This is why I push content across YouTube, LinkedIn, short form, and newsletters. Each format serves a different purpose. Short form generates attention, YouTube builds authority, LinkedIn creates professional trust, and the newsletters drive sales. And the newsletters is literally where most of the sales happen. It's the most intimate format. People are reading it in their inboxes, not scrolling past in their feed. And I'm giving you the templates for both of these types. The intro ones, that's meant to boost the deliverability, and the weekly ones that keep them engaged for those 7 hours Google says you need. But here's something I really need to be clear about. Yes, all these systems can run on autopilot. The AI can generate LinkedIn posts, it can write newsletters, it can create short form scripts, and publish everything without you ever having to touch it. But that's exactly what you shouldn't do. I've seen too many creators fall into this AI spam trap where they set up automated systems, then just let the machine run wild. The content becomes soulless, generic, and frankly garbage. Your audience can tell, and they stop caring about what you have to say. The whole point isn't to replace yourself with AI. It's to use AI to remove the friction while keeping the creative control that makes your content valuable. So here's how I actually run my content system. So step one, AI does the heavy lifting. So you want to generate topic ideas from my experience and database. Then you want to fill out the templates with personal context, create the drafts across multiple channels, and handle the time-consuming research and writing. Then I become the curator. I review every single piece before it goes out, add my personal touch and voice, and remove anything that doesn't feel authentic. And then more importantly, make sure it actually provides some value. So then we want to make sure we have a weekly calendar schedule so we can stay on track. Here's my exact schedule that makes this sustainable. This makes it so that I can use 3 hours per week for a full content pipeline across 5 different platforms. Compare this to the 15 hours plus that it used to take me to writing everything from scratch. The key is batching similar tasks together. Don't try to review LinkedIn posts, film videos, and write newsletters all in the same session. Your brain kind of needs to be in different modes for different types of work. And the system keeps you in control, gives you some freedom while removing 80% of the friction that causes burnout. Think of this like being a magazine editor. The AI is your writing team, but you're the one with the taste who actually decides what gets published. This keeps the efficiency gains. I can review up to 10 pieces of content faster than I can write one from scratch each time, while maintaining the quality that keeps my audience engaged. The goal isn't to spam people with AI content. It's to consistently deliver value that actually helps them win, just with way less friction on your end. All right, now that we built an entire content machine across YouTube, LinkedIn, short form, and newsletters, how do you actually turn all this content into sales? Because if your personal brand isn't contributing to your bottom line, it's just an expensive hobby. So Eddie Malouf, this guy's making $50 to $60 million per month apparently, taught me to think of content like a giant filter. So millions see your short form, thousands watch your YouTube videos, hundreds join the newsletters, dozens become high-ticket clients. Each step filters out people who aren't serious buyers. And by the time someone's reading his emails, they've already consumed hours of his content and ready to pay. And here's how to build this for yourself. So use top of funnel, short form content to just make sure they know who you are. Then layer 2 is where we qualify. So this is long form YouTube videos or LinkedIn posts where they would like subscribe to you or download your free guide. Then we want to make sure we convert them. So that is the best when we're using newsletters, case studies, or even other sales content where you kind of make them book a call or send in an application. For each of these are the numbers we want to track. First, in the layer 1, we want to see our reach and the new followers. In the layer 2, we want to see our email signups and video retention. And the layer 3, we want to see how much sales calls we get booked and the revenue we collect. And we can even use stuff like HubSpot or Go High Level to see which content is actually driving these paying customers. The goal isn't viral fame. It's basically creating a system that filters a lot of people down into dozens who will pay you serious money. Now you have the complete blueprint on what to do, but building and maintaining these systems are 2 completely different things. I shared the exact framework with many people, and usually they get excited, they save the video, and maybe even take some notes. But the thing is, they get overwhelmed when trying to set this up or figure out what tool connects to what, how to set it up, the automations, or where to even start. And 3 months later, they're still consuming content instead of applying what they learned. So that's exactly why I created this community. It's a place where I'm personally helping people implement everything we just covered. Basically, I'm trying to offer one-on-one guidance from me and access to all the proprietary software and templates we build. This is just a community of people actually doing this stuff, and the results kind of speak for themselves. People are landing their first clients within days of joining. I'm honestly excited about what we're building there because it's not just about learning, it's about actually executing and getting results. So the next logical step is actually building it all, right? And if you're trying to implement all these automations, so check out this video where I'm doing a live walkthrough of how to build them out. I'll walk you through the complete setup step by step so you can get started even if you're a beginner.